You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table, the podcast where no subject is too taboo to discuss. Now, please welcome your hosts, Andy Barker and Lou Del Pree. Well, it's another Friday.
Happy post Thanksgiving.
Happy post another 10 pounds that I put on that I really didn't need to put on. Good God, man, I eat way too much.
I invested in these new lights that screw into the light fixture, but they have a ceiling fan built into them.
Yeah.
Right. And my son stayed over Thanksgiving and got to feel the pain of the remote because the sensors don't all line up. So one light goes on, the others go off, the fan goes on, that one stops. So I come down and he's like lassoing it, trying
That's
to
funny.
get the lights to hit all the sensors. So what the hell are you doing? So that was pretty fun to watch. But other than that, pretty uneventful Thanksgiving. I volunteered at the church helping feed the homeless. How about yourself?
Well, I did not volunteer at the church because I always get this burning sensation every time I walk into one. But that's a whole nother topic.
How's that happen?
Yeah, well, we had my nephew and my mother come over for Thanksgiving, and we just ate way too damn much food.
It happens, man.
Food coma for sure. But
do you have a balut turkey?
Oh, gross. Oh God, no, I don't know, man. That's hideous.
Giant, like,
I guess it'd have to be like an ostrich, right?
oh God. Oh.
Hey,
nobody Google that. Nobody Google that.
I got something new that I can't wait to try, so I'm waiting for your segment.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, listen. So we do have our wrap today, and we do have a segment. I'll tell you though, Wednesday and Thursday, kind of slow news day. All right, Friday slow news day. So I only have a couple of items. It'll be pretty quick today, but yeah,
that's perfect. That's perfect because shorten it up and we'll bring our guest right in. So, but without further ado, let's see. I love it.
I love it. It's so serious. It's great. Hey, all right. So welcome to the wrap, everybody. We paid for it, so you don't have to, right? So Steve Day Show on Monday, the 25th, first 30 minutes. They discussed cabinet picks, and in typical Humble Days commentary, they discussed being a DeSantis supporter and what it means to take a shot at the king and miss, right? And how you can have opinions, but you gotta throw them with a grain of salt. And he admitted it and he owned it. He said, "Hey, I was a DeSantis supporter. I backed him. I took a shot at the king and missed. And if they don't want to hear what I have to say, they have every right to ignore me." And anyway, it's a very interesting discussion. They went down that rabbit hole. You can catch that in hour one on Monday. War Room again Monday with Steve Bannon, hour one, discussing known Biden admin apparently is flooding immigrant spaces with all hands on deck stamps to get visas approved. They're bringing everybody in to stamp approve as fast as they can. And he's talking about how they're doing that process and how they're using the app to complete that to try to get as many in as possible. So that was an interesting look into what's going on. Ben Shapiro's show, 26 November, the best idea regarding the filibuster I have ever heard. Listen to this, right? So Dems want to blow it up, right? The Democrats have been talking about blowing up the filibuster when they're in power. Now they're talking about how to use it. Anyway, the suggestion comes to have a constitutional amendment to enshrine the filibuster, leave it on the table for the first 18 months. If Democrats do not vote for it in 18 months, then that is a clear communication. They intend to blow it up when they have power, blow it up first, and ram everything home the last 6 months before they get a chance. Because it's clearly communicated their intentions. I thought that was an excellent idea. Offering of peace. Hey, enshrine this. The filibuster just becomes a part of the American process. Doesn't matter who's in power. It's always available, right? No one can nuke it. Make it part of the Constitution. If they don't vote for in 18 months, then nuke it first. Then ram it all home because you're about to have it done to you. Last, back to the Steve Day Show, hour one. They discussed Jay Bhattacharya being selected to lead the NIH, right? The National Institute of Health. If you remember, Jay Bhattacharya was one of the authors of the Great Barrington Declaration and was one of the first doctors to come out opposed to all the lockdowns, right? So the best part, the ladies he's replacing over at the NIH is the same lady who tried to smear his reputation by releasing articles. So they kind of discuss what an epic feeling he's probably going to have taking her name down and putting his up. So
Right.
great guy Bhattacharya anyway over there to lead the NIH. He's pretty smart, holds degrees in a couple of things. He's been a professor over at Stanford, not just medicine and public policy and stuff, but also economics and things. So he's got a great broad background. Anyway, check him out. And that is a wrap for this week. It was Thanksgiving, not a heavy news week.
That's all right. You know what? It's great because I wanted to not spend a whole lot of time on that because I wanted to introduce our guest.
Yes.
So before I introduce her, I just got to say she's already got one strike against her. This is this is a young lady that was referred to us by the one and only Brian Spencer, and that's her strike just by knowing him. But actually, I don't know who to feel sorry for, us or for her for knowing him. But anyway, without further ado, let me introduce our nice guest, Sydney Spiller. Welcome to the show.
Hi
Uh,
guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Cold.
Cold, yeah, yeah. It's a little bit chilly out there today.
Oh yeah.
Look, I apologize. I said young lady, and I just realized that man, I'm fucking old to be. When did
I mean,
this
I'm gonna
happen?
take it.
When I start saying that shit? It's like what the.
You call
Anyway,
me young, I'll take it.
well,
Right?
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. So I understand you are a co-owner in a outdoor style business. Is that correct?
That's true.
Could you tell
Yep.
us a little bit about that, please? Because I'm
Yeah.
a huge
So,
outdoor guy.
are you?
I am.
Ready hunting, fishing?
Camping, hiking, hunting, you name it.
Perfect. So we have Dean's Outdoors. I started it with my husband, Cody, and we named the store after his grandfather. That's who got him into trapping and fishing and whatnot. And we wanted to honor his memory. And, we were sitting at the table one night and we said, we're tired of not making ends meet. We're tired of not having something for our son. And we said, well, let's brainstorm some ideas. And the next day I said, hey, give me your credit card. And we had an LLC. So we didn't play around. So we
That
have
sounds like every married couple everywhere. Just give me your credit
exactly.
card, honey.
So Dean's Out hunting, fishing store. One thing we said was, we moved to the area and the only thing you could find for bait was minnows, worms, and goldfish. And we were like, absolutely not. We want sunfish, we want bluegill. So we brought in American eel. We were the first place in Missouri to have American eel. We've shipped it out of Massachusetts, and it's just a novelty thing that people love. And we've got 500-gallon tanks. We've got hunting gear and fishing gear, and
Uh-oh. That we might have lost her a little bit. I think you froze up a little bit on us, but yeah, I think we got the gist of the last little
Yeah.
bit.
So you grew that in about a year and a half. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. It's not without its struggles. We still have times where we're not we're working off our own income sometimes, and if there's one thing it's pretty transparent. There are definitely plenty of times where I go, hey, the business didn't cover the rent this month. We're covering the rent. It's retail. Retail is a lot of overhead. So the things we're looking towards in the future now is to bring in services. We're getting our technician certification to work on archery bows. We're hoping to bring in some shooting lanes and, just see how we can expand the store to help more people and just keep growing.
That's amazing. Yeah, I can't even imagine the overhead. I looked into Lou and I both are into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I looked into opening a school myself at some point, and the overhead was so ridiculous. Not to mention the insurance,
Oh yeah.
The heart surgery alone was 300,000.
Right.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
So where exactly you said are you guys in Louisiana?
We live in Ellsbury, so we're about 25
Oh,
minutes south. So we drive 25 minutes in every day. My husband still works 7 days a week roofing, and then I run the store, and we just we don't stop.
Yeah.
Wow. Any Black Friday specials going on right now?
So this year we did 10% off of the whole store. So that is running through tomorrow, assuming we don't get the snow and we make it in. But we'll see. We're right on the river out here, so it's a lot colder no matter where you're at.
Yeah. I'm south of Erie. They're getting smashed right now.
Really?
They said we're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
2 to 4, but it's cold and who knows.
I believe it when I see it. It's Missouri. I mean, come on. It's either gonna go one of two ways: 2 to 4 inches.
miss
We're either
it.
gonna get a dusting, or we're gonna get a blizzard. No in
I
between.
wanna
want
point
blizzard.
out-
I like the snow.
Right. I wish. So I grew up in the northeast of Pennsylvania, and I now live in the southwest. Right.
Okay.
And so the northeast gets hit pretty hard because I'm living in the southwest. But I swore every day in the northeast when I was going to school they were off in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's like, now that I'm here, no, we're gonna work every day. Oh yeah, you're gonna go to school every
Exactly.
day, and
Yeah.
you're going to work every day.
That's right.
I miss
And if you think you're
sledding.
going to
I
the
want it.
center of the
I want
state,
it.
Sledding.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It don't matter what the temperature is. We're out there.
Wow. So, man, I haven't been sledding, and I don't want to say how long, but we've got this decent little hill in our backyard. Lou, I don't know if you remember it or not, but
Yeah.
the kids, they love sledding down that. But now they're old enough where I can tell them they got to go pick up the dog shit first before they sled down because
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
Daddy's
right.
done doing that.
Yeah, that's at our house too.
That could leave for a nice chocolatey surprise that you weren't really expecting.
Oh
So,
yeah.
So your husband's a roofer. Clearly, he's obviously a big outdoors guy, right? Hunter,
He is.
fisher.
That's all we do. We're outside 24/7. We have one son, and I was 8 months pregnant helping him load wood in the back of the truck. I mean, it just doesn't. We are always outside.
I don't know why you weren't doing it in 9 months.
I know, right?
Are you apologizing? Because I know you're not bragging.
No, we love being outside. We like fishing. We like hunting. I love being on the boat. This morning it was 31 degrees, and me and the dog are still out in the woods walking. It's good to be out there. That's one of the biggest messages we like spreading with the store is just let's get you. Something that we always did. We grew up, paycheck to paycheck, and the one thing we can still always do is go fishing.
Yeah, I tell you, I tell my wife and my kids, anybody that'll listen, going camping or going out in the woods to me is how I recharge my batteries.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling way too stressed, that I just take off and I'll go for a couple of days, whatever. But
Yeah.
it's just something about getting to be, I don't want to sound all corny and stuff, but getting one with nature, and being out there and just kind of, I don't know what it is. There's a certain energy, a certain vibe that
Yeah.
just disconnecting from the world for a day or two it's money.
Absolutely.
You know what's interesting? I had a conversation with somebody who has an issue with drinking. And what I mentioned to them was, of course you drink. It's a cheap hobby for poor people.
Yep.
I remember I drank because it was a very cheap hobby for poor people. All the other hobbies require effort.
That's right.
Right?
They do, but there's something about it.
But
we
yes,
just love
I'm
going
so
out
much
there.
healthier now that I don't drink and I get out.
Yeah. There's so many things that we do. I mean, just growing up, we were out in the woods building forts, and I remember squirrel hunting with my cousin and just building the campfire in the driveway,
Didn't cost a dime.
Nope.
Effort.
BB gun wars.
Effort, that's all.
Yep. Just a little bit of effort. A little bit of walking. You're fine.
You
Right?
know, when I look back at some of the happiest times of my childhood, because same thing, we grew up poor, didn't have a whole lot. Some of the happiest times were when I was out in the woods just exploring, doing absolutely nothing but, doing just that, exploring. And that didn't cost anything. I could be out there all day. I could actually even be out there into some of the night before I got called in. But the experience, it's obviously still with me today. And it's not bad for someone that's only 23.
And we always say we can always afford a box of worms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We can afford a box of worms. We've already got the hooks. We've already got the rods. Go do something.
that's right. That's right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's definitely worth it. We want everybody to be out there. Moving out here, we learned we love being on the boat. And so we really hit fishing. We started bow fishing out here. We were catfishing. We got real heavy into catfishing out here. And now we're starting to hunt out this way too. And making more connections. The amount of connections we've made in this area is just insane. So who would have
Now you
thought opening
say
a store?
you say now that we're out here, where were you coming from?
We came from Wright City area, so it's
Oh,
really not. It's still a rural area,
yeah.
but I didn't know how much being on the river made a difference. We are within 10 minutes of the river at all times. The store, we walk down to the river. So during the summer when my son's out of school, we'll take breaks in the middle of the day for our lunch break, and we'll just take a walk down to the river, and he'll throw rocks in the river, or we'll just look at it, and he loves it.
That's cool. There's a lot of energy flowing through that river, man. It just brings good vibes. And
Mm-hmm.
man, now I'm sounding like a damn tree hugging hippie. I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, the river it's wild. It's so much different. So I spent a lot of time on the coast. Both Lou and I did. So by the oceans, and it's different. There's
It is
different.
different.
It's hard to explain. Obviously, one's larger than the other. However, there's just different. It's like a more laid back vibe on the river. I think tubing and fishing and camping, having a fire. It's
Yeah.
just a weirder. I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm going to shut up now because I'm clearly not making any sense. So, what got you guys into the store though? Wanting to open that business? I understand wanting to help people and everything, but man, that's a big venture to take on.
I kid you not. We were just sitting here. We wanted to do something. So I had done a couple different businesses on my own. A little insight. I did some pure romance at one point, and I did some other things. And I was a stay-at-home mom for 5 years, and I kept going. I just want to contribute. I've always been a worker. I want to help with things. And as a stay-at-home mom for 5 years, and you're somebody that's a worker bee, you just kind of start to lose your mind a little bit. And I treasure those times. I love it, but I like doing things and I like working. And so we just went, I said, I don't want to start a business by myself. If we're going to do something else, I want us to do it. I want it to be something that we both enjoy, that we both have a passion for. And well, the outdoors was it. And so we started out with, well, let's open a bait store. And I said, well, I'm not selling just bait. If we're going to do it, it's going to be an outdoor store. We're going to have both sides. So that way we have, more than just one season. We can continue to expand it. There's always more avenues it can go towards. And worst case scenario, if the hunting doesn't work in this area, then we'll stick to bait. We know the bait will sell. And we just kept pushing. And like I said, we're a year and a half in. We've got $20,000 worth of product sitting there, and we're in a 3,000 square foot space. We started online. We built a website. So we learned all of that from scratch. I didn't pay anybody to build it. I just sat here and learned what code was. And then okay, well, drop shipping's cool, but a lot of these distributors in this industry, you have to have a physical storefront or they will not work with you. If you don't have that brick and mortar, they say, oh, you're not real. You're just trying to get money from us or get, free stuff from us, essentially.
Sure.
And so we went, well, we better find a place. Well, we looked and we came across a place. It was strange.
Yeah.
So, wow, just there was a question I had, and then it glitched, and then I started thinking about the glitch. Now I don't remember the question.
My service tonight.
Oh, it's the storms. There's storms moving in all over. I mean, that's what I would think.
Yeah, that's the story I'm going to stick with.
I mean, in all honesty, bad weather everywhere.
So, what is your biggest number one seller then?
Number one seller is usually bait, honestly.
Okay.
So like I said, eel's a novelty. It's something that you don't ever see. People don't realize that eel was actually in the river. Because the eel we get while we fly it out of Massachusetts, it is native also to that river. Same kind of eel. And so people will come in just to look at the eel. So that's always been a big seller. And then we also have, of course, rods and reels. We immediately jumped in and started working with Catch the Fever, Mad Cat. And they're some of the biggest catfish rods in the industry. So we started out the store heavily focused on catfishing. You know, you're on the Mississippi, it's catfish kingdom. And then we're slowly bringing in some hunting and fishing get ahead of myself here. Bringing in some of the other bass and crappie gear. You know, we started working with like 6 killer baits and JB's custom jigs. These are small guys. So we work with small guys that have just started their businesses, and we bring them in because they want to work with us. You know, you start getting in with these big box brands that are, you know, used to working with Walmart. They don't work with me. They have high minimums, unrealistic minimums for a small business. I mean, we're talking, they want you to spend $15,000 in your first order.
Yeah, they're purposely pricing you out. They're just
Right.
they're just making it so you can't participate with them.
Exactly. Yeah. And you call them and quite literally the worst thing, I had one rep, he said, well, I know you just need to be charging more for those products. And I said, that's not our memo. Our whole goal here is to have affordable prices. We do everything we can to keep our markups at 50% or less. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the distributor. But we do what we can to bring in the prices, keep things low, and just help the people in our community. You know, we're all in hard times, and there's no reason we should be paying $7 for a box of worms. I said,
have you considered bait vending machines?
We have.
In Japan.
Yeah.
They have them in Japan. They actually have them in Japan.
Yes. We have a lot more fluctuating climate here in Missouri. So we have looked into that. There's a lot more that goes into that. We've looked at mobile bait delivery and all kinds of different things. Basically more money. So we like to say we have big dreams and no funds all the time.
No, I understand.
Thought of a bait delicatessen. I'm sure some of that stuff is pretty tasty. Chop up a few worms here and there, you know. It's
I tell you right now, I can't eat eel sushi anymore. You cut up eel one time, you mix it with some garlic or strawberry, and you're not eating it for sushi.
Yeah. I
have a general rule of thumb. I don't eat anything that looks like it can slide down my throat before I can take a bite.
Aw, you're not living, man. You don't like seafood?
I mean, I'm just saying, you know. I do enjoy it, but if it looks slick, I'm not touching it.
That's right. Eel's disgusting. I remember first time my grandfather took me fishing. What did I catch? I caught a damn eel.
Did you really?
I did.
You can't hardly find them anymore. It's hard to catch them now.
Man, they're
not nearly as populated.
This is down in outside New Orleans.
It was back in 1847.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Long time ago.
Populated.
Yeah, shut up.
Just stocked it. Yeah. With the Monroe Doctrine.
How about them Bears? See that Bears game the other day? That Bears.
Manifest Destiny. Stop
You stop with your highbrow jokes, mister. Nobody else can understand them.
Oh, man.
So obviously, other than the outdoors and the stores, I almost guarantee it's your life. What do you guys like to do for fun when you got to get away from the stressors of the store, even though it's your love, it's your passion?
We go fishing.
We're always fishing. That's what we're doing. So quite frankly, we don't get to do a ton. We have one son. He's 7, about to be 8. So you can imagine he's a handful. And then we have 6 dogs, and they're always needing attention. We're up to about 15 animals. So there's always a lot going on here, and then we're always fishing and hunting. So if it's not hunting season, we're prepping for hunting season. If it's not hunting season, we're probably fishing or out on the boat.
Sydney, I'm going to help you out.
We're not on the
boat. Right? I mean, Sydney, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out. Andy, clip this one here. I'll show you this right here, right?
Yeah.
This is where you get the lips, and this is where you get the nose. And you grab that little 7-year-old like that, and then you squeeze. And then he'll realize instead of having a tantrum, I should probably breathe when they let go, because who knows when they're going to grip like that again.
Right.
You'd be surprised.
And then that's
He's
what you
an only child. We don't have so I grew up with the oldest of 7. And
Damn.
I dreaded having an only child, but I mean, he's honestly great. He loves being outside with us. Sure,
Oh,
he
you got to
likes his
do it for
video
DP
games.
anyway.
He's in the age of technology. Oh, I swear that he just wants to watch other people play video games, and I don't get it.
I know.
I don't get it. But he loves being outside too. He says he's king of the bluegill. We get him out there with a cane pole because he loves that better than a real fishing pole. And he just snatches bluegill left and right. So then we've got bait for our catfish.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're feeling bad about having only one child, I've got two that I will give you.
Yeah.
Just straight up give you. You can have them.
Yeah,
They cost money.
We keep our niece a lot.
They cost. Hey, listen, my wife wanted a farm family till we had one, and she was like, "I didn't know they were so expensive."
They're expensive.
I was like, "Yeah, yeah, man. They can't do anything.
They don't stop
suck."
eating.
Right? Yeah, but I mean, 7, you said about to be 8. Yeah, that's prime time.
They wear hourly underwear in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Underwear by the hour.
Yes.
If you're
Nobody
lucky.
does that.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
at the beginning and at the end. But in the
Right,
middle,
right.
They wear hourly underwear. That's expensive.
I had a good
It's
run.
A lot. That's why I stayed home for 5 years. I mean,
Yeah.
they take a lot of work.
Why, did you have
cloth
hourly
diapers.
underwear too?
I mean, I tried.
Yeah, have you ever thought of cloth diapers? I looked into cloth diapers, and they're like $500 for one.
Yep.
You're like,
yeah.
Where the hell was the savings?
They're ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. There's
right?
so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, even now at 7, it's a lot for us to balance, getting him in and out of school. Luckily, we're at the point where he wants to do the things that we want to do for the most part. So, he's not very sport inclined. So I don't have to deal with extracurriculars. Right. He just says, "Are we going fishing today?"
Nice.
Yeah, put him in the Boy Scouts.
Speaking of diapers, it reminds me, what do diapers and politicians have in common?
I don't know, Andy. What do diapers and politicians have in common?
They're both full of shit and need to be changed frequently, which brings me to my segue. How did you get to know Brian Spencer?
He sent a lady into my store first. And she came in and she said, "Hey, do you want to help with this?" I said, "What is it?" And she said, "Well, it's the Miss Missouri Outdoors Pageant." Well, I learned that is something that Brian spearheads because his mom founded it. So she comes in and I said, "Well, I need more information." So he came into the store and he goes, "This is what it is. This is the help we need from you. You don't have to, it's not necessarily yours to just do everything, but come in, help us. You're going to run the ads. You're going to help us with some graphics." And my exact words to him were, "Fuck it, let's do it." And turns out I've never been a girly girl. I like my glitter, but I've just never been a girly girl. And if anybody that knew me growing up thought I would ever be directing a pageant, they would probably shit themselves. Okay. But here I am.
The pageant already happened?
Yeah, it did happen. I'm going to be starting my 2nd year directing it. And so originally it started where his mom had started it as a way to bring tourism to Missouri and to promote the tourism. So I've expanded on that and used it as my version as well. So yes, we promote the tourism in Missouri, but we're also working on women empowerment and their empowerment within the outdoors, of course. So we want to promote those conservation efforts and everything about our waterways and natural resources. But I also want girls to know that they can come in, they can love doing the things that I love doing and still put on a pretty dress and enjoy their femininity too. I grew up in the era of you're a tomboy, you'll grow out of it. Well, I didn't grow out of it. I opened a store. And that's what I do all day long is hunt and fish and be a part of the outdoors. And I can still wear a dress and makeup and love it.
So we like to include everybody here on this show. So in honor of our woke brothers and sisters. Now, if I decided to identify as a woman, could I join this pageant? Just asking for a friend.
You keep it pretty particular. I'm not gonna lie, and I might get some hate.
Well, I'm the one that started it, so I'm sure I'll be getting the hate, but that's okay.
But no, I do very much say, for me, it is a chance for women to be empowered. And so that's not something that I promote. It's also not something I've had brought to me. So, you know,
What's going on with me tonight,
know where
man?
I'm at.
What's wrong with me? I don't know what's going on with me tonight.
I'm bringing out your soft side. It's okay.
I didn't know I had one, but that's cool. Lou, you're muted, Lou. I couldn't hear a damn thing you said. Still can't hear him, but that's okay.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
It's
Hey, I was gonna say, Sydney, on a scale of 1 to 10.35, how much do you hate the Sierra Club?
How much do I hate to see what?
The Sierra Club. Have you ever dealt with them?
No.
The Sierra Club? Have you, Andy?
mm-mm.
Oh my god.
I've
Never
heard
mind
of them,
then.
but I've never dealt
Now I'm
with
going
them.
to look it up.
Never mind. No, they're a very fringe conservation group. They're always I used to run into them when I'd be camping with the Boy Scouts, and they'd always be effing with the Boy Scouts, trying to like get them off the land, get them off the property. You know, they just hated. There's very left, liberal leaning conservation, and they just hated like conservative organizations using any public lands. Like, so they would always like in California, they were always messing with the scout troops, you know, and things like that.
Man,
So
I'd be surprised to see that here in Missouri. I won't lie. Most people here in Missouri want kids to be in the outdoors so much that.
That's why I was wondering if you had any remnants of the Sierra Club around there. That's why I was asking.
I doubt
if you hate
Missouri runs a lot of that
they're
off.
probably just don't. You're right. They're probably just not around. Yeah, they probably just got chased out.
So, speaking of being outdoors, I ran across it was a friend of mine's property up there around Bowling Green area about a week ago, and I shit you not, maybe 50 meters ahead of me, maybe walking across my Jeep was a all black mountain lion.
Really? You saw a melanistic mountain lion?
It was, yeah.
That's cool.
Not
that
the first
be a
time.
scene.
Not the first time that animal's been seen on that property either.
Yeah, so, I don't doubt it. I've heard about it. I've never gotten to see it.
It's crazy because my buddy called, the Missouri Conservation Department, and they're like, "Oh no, you didn't. They're not here. They're not endemic here. No, you didn't." Okay, jackass.
No, they're here.
Oh yeah.
So we don't see as many, but they're definitely here. I mean, we've got the elk supposed to be coming in. We're starting to see the bear population come up some. They just started adding in tags for all that.
We got some wolves too.
Yeah.
I was out camping.
I think it's great. A lot of people don't. I think it's great. It's cool to see some of that natural wildlife come back.
Definitely.
So many people think that they just get to go out and be a part of these conservation properties, and that there's never anything out there to harm them. And you got to remember, like, these animals still need places to go.
That's right. That's why I don't go anywhere. What's that?
You guys have a good park system?
We've got all kinds of them. So we've got Quiver River parks. We've got out by us is Calumet Creek parks, and we walk a lot of those. The Corps of Engineers has a lot of different spaces out here that are really well maintained. As long as the people treat them right, they try to keep them maintained. You've always got some of your jackasses, but as long as you can keep the donuts to a minimum, they keep them pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's, I love the fact that I get out there with nature, but I always love the fact that I'm always packing at least a 45 with me because, nature don't care about your feelings, and you use a tasty snack.
Oh yeah,
that's about
my
it.
9 goes with me while I'm walking with the dogs.
But it was wild that cat didn't even look at me.
So
he was
cool. I would love that.
Sauntering across like this is my place. So the wolves too, man. I tell you, I was out about a month ago and I heard them, and they're when you hear them, they're unmistakable. Completely, totally different than a coyote, man. There's no doubt. But again, conservation department tell you no, there's no wolves here.
We'll see.
But,
we'll see.
I'm looking for that damn Sasquatch.
Yeah.
They talk about it all over in Louisiana.
It's been rumored to have been seen on the property that I go to all the time.
I believe Colonel Steve Austin handled that for us.
Oh, this is true.
back in 78.
Right. Right.
I
Well,
don't
thanks.
know.
Thanks for
They
dating
definitely talk
yourself.
about him out there. It's a big thing out in Louisiana. Is they talk about Momo.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Yeah.
my buddy is swears up and down that he and his son-in-law and his daughter have seen it
Yeah,
on
that's
more
what
than
I've
one
heard. We
occasion.
didn't know anything about it. Coming to Louisiana, Louisiana is very uh, set back in time. Is the best way to put it.
That's a great way
Um,
to describe it.
Nothing really bad. It's just very set back in time. There's still a
Sure.
lot of things that I would love to see come into the 21st century, and there's a lot of things that it's great to be able to see that.
I
We
just
live.
wish you guys would get rid of slavery already, by God. Jesus. What the?
Yeah, well, but it is definitely an area that the stories that we came into, we walked in, we started a store, we're not from there. You don't know somebody, you don't find things out. And if we didn't make friends quick, we weren't learning. And we just, next thing you know, there's Sasquatch everywhere. And we're going, what is this? Like, it's Momo. What do you not know?
Right. Right. Like, duh, what are you, stupid?
Right. It's insane.
It's pretty wild.
Where I grew up at, we had the albino deer. You could see it in right around fall. It would come through. But it was I've
that's
only caught
cool.
it once. A friend of mine caught it twice.
They're so pretty.
Very you had to be in a certain spot, but we would go. You'd be out there for days.
Yeah.
Trying to spot it because is this what is this? Is this legend?
Right.
Because no one's
Right.
cracked. Like I hear about it as a kid and I'm like, okay, no one's cracked. No one's come around saying it doesn't exist. Like people have seen it, And I did
Yeah.
catch it.
Look, the
I did catch
albino
a look at
deer
it.
are gorgeous.
Craziest thing in the world to see.
Yeah.
Craziest thing.
Yeah. And they're so white, just pure white.
Oh,
just out of the
hey,
fairy tale.
Oh my
It's,
gosh. It was like I said, I never forgot the wildest thing I ever saw.
Yep.
But it was up in northeastern Scranton, Pennsylvania. We used to see it by the old post office on exit 51. That's exactly, I can show you exactly where I was.
Cool.
if
Never
you didn't
forget.
know better, you would think it was a ghost. I mean, it's that.
Yeah.
I've
At
seen
first, I
pictures
didn't
of
see
them.
it. At first, you don't see it. Like you try to look at it and
Uh-huh.
you can't see it. Like I feel like my brain was trying to correct it.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally I saw it. I was able to see it. And I was like, oh,
that's
That's
weird.
so cool.
it's right over there. Right. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know,
that
for
would make
me.
sense though. I mean, they almost don't look real, honestly.
That's what I mean. Like it was, I could I couldn't wrap my brain around. And then finally it clicked and I saw it as clear as day. I was like, there it is. There's the deer. It's right there, right up against the tree.
I would love
So
to see one in person.
I was hammock camping once, and I guess about a year or two ago. I don't know. It's probably 12 midnight or 1 in the morning, and I heard something walking up towards me, and it was obviously an animal. And then I heard this buck start snorting at me. I'm like, well, shit. Maybe if I just sit here and lay real still, he'll leave me alone because there's no way I can get out of this damn hammock in time.
I woke up like that once, but it was a raccoon stealing my marshmallows. So.
Yeah, they're ornery little shits too.
I was in Iraq,
Raccoon.
and I had a plastic drawer, and a
Okay.
mouse had climbed up and got in the back of the drawer, and had gotten into my box of Nutri-Grain bars.
Oh, that little bastard.
So I opened my top drawer, and I saw a little snout poking out of my box, and it went right back in, and I was like, oh my God. So I went and got somebody. I was like, hey, there's a mouse. So we took out knives. I'm talking, we took out knives, right? like we took out knives. And we were going to get this thing. I opened the drawer and it jumped on my shoulder and I screamed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I hit an octave I don't think I can recreate. It landed like right here and went up and jumped to the wall of the tent and went around, and it took off. And I screamed. I did. I let one out. I let one out.
I can't. Well, I really can't believe that. Actually, that's pretty funny.
It got out. Like as soon as it hit me, I was like, ah! Because it came flying at me. Right? Like I was like, ah!
Yeah, he was taking off. He knew what was coming. He done heard the knives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were ready, man. I'm surprised. In all honesty, I'm surprised I didn't like back into my buddy. I mean, we had knives. Like that's why I'm surprised.
I'm surprised that tent's still standing.
Oh man. I duct taped the entire back of that thing. I power washed these it was like a Barbie plastic drawer case.
Oh
I
Jesus.
power washed it, everything.
With the bin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I got rid of I didn't eat the Nutri-Grain bars. They were, even though there were some that the seal wasn't broken, and
that's
you can't find those everywhere in Iraq. They're hard to come by.
You're right, but I am actually disappointed in you for that. I expected more out of you.
Yeah, I did.
I expected you to not only eat the Nutri-Grain bars, but to eat the mouse as well.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had the picture. To finish it out real quick, though, they did call me over to the other tent a couple months later, where this kid, and I'll tell you his last name was Perry, big tall kid. He had killed a rat with his boot, and they were holding the trap, and it had its snout, and it was hanging like this long because he said when he came in, it was trying to shake the trap off.
Oh damn!
So he had to kill it with his boot, and they were taking pictures with it, man. Like they were all
people don't realize how big rats really are.
Yeah,
they get big.
Yeah, just ask New York; they'll tell you.
Yeah, I used to breed them.
Splinter.
Yeah, but yeah, you put a saddle on them and ride them.
Oh yeah.
Right. So going back to catfishing, do you do any noodling or?
Oh no, I don't noodle. Oh no.
No.
We don't. I'm not dumb. Okay.
Oh,
there's other things in those holes. Now I know. So I know a girl that wants me to go noodling with her, and I said we'll see.
There's a girl on YouTube that does it. Like she's real famous for it.
Oh yeah. I think it's a little insane. But my husband also used to be known as Turtle Man because he would catch the snapping turtles. And I know what's in those holes.
Yeah, no thanks, man. That's nothing that I ever really have any desire to ever.
Nope.
Ever
I got rods and reels. I got plenty of setups. I will catch the catfish.
Right. I like to fish. I'm not very good at it. I'm lucky if I can catch a buzz most times, but I do like it. Like I've got this old collapsible pole that I keep in my Jeep. Sometimes I'll just pull over, see a spot, and throw a line in, and I don't really care if I catch anything or not. It's just nice to kind of relax.
Fishing. Something
I've never done that, man.
So put the hip boots on and just kind of walk around with the headphones on, but I haven't done that in years. I mean,
you doing some bass fishing?
What's up?
Were you doing bass fishing?
No. So I was looking for, in all honesty, right, catfish and sunfish. It's a very small pond, just a pond, right, that this was locally stocked. And I would walk around. I wouldn't catch much, man. Every now and then I'd catch some catfish, but not nothing big, or
yeah. Hey, fish
catch and release.
Yeah. Doing good.
Yeah, nothing. And I don't think they stocked anything big in there. In fact, I think towards the end, right before I joined the Navy, I think they probably stopped stocking it 3 years. Right? I mean, Navy's people were old.
Yeah. Hey,
I'd show up and she'd be like, "Kitty's fish for free." I'm 19.
That's not creepy at all, lady.
I mean, by fishing, you mean oven? I don't understand what he's saying.
Oh man.
Oh, call 911.
That's not all we do. We like to go out. We find spots, take whatever we can to keep the kid happy, which is usually just a magnet, and he's good.
That's cool.
So.
Oh,
yeah, I need to. So tell everybody where your store is located. It's in Louisiana, but where exactly at?
So we're at 414 Georgia Street. So Georgia Street's also known as historic street. And so you'll see a lot of really old buildings. And so we're down that strip. It's slowly coming back to life. More businesses keep moving in really slowly. We are currently looking for a new location just because we are trying to expand and get those shooting lanes in, but nothing's there yet. So if you ever want to come out and visit us, we are at 414 Georgia Street, Louisiana, Missouri. We're about 15 minutes from Bowling Green, about an hour and a half from St. Louis. We do get guys out of St. Louis that come up just to get the eel. We get guys from Vandalia. We get a lot of Illinois traffic, ton of Illinois traffic.
Wow.
But right there in Louisiana, you have the bridge that goes right across the river. So,
Right. Yeah. That's trying to. It
Try
sounded
not to get any
surprising.
on you.
Yeah, no kidding. It sounded surprising at first, but now it does make sense that you get some of the Illinois traffic. I'm
we
definitely going to
forget that
come
we're
out.
right there on the edge.
Right. Right. I'm going to come out and see y'all for sure. What about? Have you ever thought of doing like any meat processing for the hunting season?
You know, it's something we've talked about. I won't lie, it's a lot of work. So we process our own deer, and the amount of gear that goes into that, I just don't know that we would have to be set up in the right location to do that. So,
Sure.
like I
Yeah,
said,
it's
we
probably an
process all our
industrial
own
level.
deer when we get them, and it's a ton. Our entire island gets turned into a meat counter. He takes care of all the butchering outside, and he does, the basic cleanup, and then he brings it in, and I clean everything, and then we do all the burger and getting rid of all the silver skin, and it's a great time. We love it. It's exhausting, but I honestly could not imagine doing it for God knows how many people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you would definitely have to hire help for sure,
Right.
to do it on that industrial scale. But, just popped
It's
into
a
my
lot.
head.
Yeah, no, it would definitely be really cool. Even if we could partner with our, local meat market and be able to send people that way. We do a lot of that. So we've got a new meat market here in Ellsbury, and we send people that way. We like to them. So for example, also another place in Clarksville that's a new RV resort, and they've got an outdoor archery range. So, we just shouted them out on our website, come out. Anything that's a way to promote the outdoors or something to do with the outdoors, we try to promote for people. Now Tractor Supply is inviting us to be part of their events, and it's just really neat.
Well, go ahead, Lou.
What if I was just thinking about this.
What you got?
What if you had an OnlyFans page that just did meat processing?
Somebody would probably be into it.
How hilarious would that be if you had this OnlyFans page that was just hunting tips and like
just hunting tips?
Would,
yeah,
click
making
on
all
it.
the money.
It would be nothing. Like it would just be hunting, but it would but it was like straight. Like it wasn't any.
I swear,
it wasn't
honey, that's all I'm looking at is hunting gear.
Right.
I'm saying like it's not deceptive at all. It's fully clothed. This is hunting. It's OnlyFans. It's OnlyFans for deer slaughtering. Just I mean,
you never know.
Just smacking the chicken
like, what
breast.
the hell is this? Deer slaughtering? Like what? And then
you never know, man. That shit could take off like wildfire.
Get watches just to be like, have you seen the deer slaughter?
$1 million idea.
Right? Oh, geez. So I kind of went back and forth on whether I was going to bring this up or not, but I guess I will. I do have another YouTube channel. It's called Outdoor Adventures with Doc. And so what I do is I do a lot of like product review videos. I'll do videos of me being stupid out, out camping or whatever the hell I'm doing, and I find stuff when I screw things up, I find it to be funny. So why not share that with other people, because I know there's some egos out there and people are like, oh, I got to cut that out because I can't let anybody see me messing that up. I'd rather have somebody learn off of my dumb ass and get a good laugh.
Those actually do better.
Yeah. So anyway, that's an outdoor thing, maybe we can come down to the store and do a collab something.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love that.
Cool.
And I will throw this out to you. We have a segment we're doing veterans, helping veterans, and for today I had the charity, not to get too out of it, higher ground, but you know what they do is they take first responders and also family members, disabled family members, out to outdoor activities, fishing, and doing other things.
Nice.
And they're able to generate a little bit of a sponsorship through that program to help them serve.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few of them. I didn't know until we started the store, but there's actually quite a few people that really make that their passion in life to go help these people. So this past year we actually donated to Fishing for Freedom, which is awesome. Just all veterans. They just basically you pick a person, they've got all these veterans lined up, and it could be crappie, catfish, bass, and they're just all part of the tournament. whatever you can donate from the store.
Yeah.
So we donated a bunch of soft baits for the bass guys because that's what we had a lot of. I won't lie. Sometimes the amount that we donate can be a hindrance to us. We've learned that, but when you get those kinds of things that come up to you, you're just like, well, whatever, just do it. We got this.
And you could take them fishing too. I mean, you guys are going every day.
Absolutely. We try to as much as we can.
Yeah. Yeah. And knowing the land the way you do and things like that, you might even be able to produce a map, of friendly areas for people,
Yeah.
that like different reasons to come hit your store and check out
That
your
would be really
website,
cool to add into the site. Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
like here's a site here, that's wheelchair accessible, and you can really
Yeah,
fish here. And
absolutely.
there's
I
all
want to
kinds
get
of
with
stuff we can
conservation
do.
on that. I work really closely with our local conservation agent just to see if he can help me like
Yeah.
really put together a list of that.
There's so
You
much
go,
we can do locally, and it's like the heart
yeah,
of America, the small businesses like yours, and that's why it's so wonderful to get a chance to talk to you and hear about what you're doing. But I mean, you're in the community, the community because you're a part of it. I mean, what services are gonna work, what's not gonna
yeah.
work, and I think helping and promoting small business and the things that you guys are doing. I mean, there's no greater American. Thanks for hanging it all out.
Absolutely.
It's a lot. It's tiring, but we love it. There's definitely a lot of days where you're really hard on yourself. And then I look back and I go, I'm 28 years old. We have a house. We've got a boat. We're out fishing and hunting. And, I got to get a new bow and we have a store with all the things that we were buying 24/7.
That's awesome.
So, you can't really complain at that point. I get to take my dogs on walks wherever I want.
Yeah.
There's so much to be just happy for.
So Lou and I are both veterans. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not.
And
Well, thank you.
what I'd like to do is throw it out there that if you ever want to put some type of collab together with regards to the veterans, we'd be more than happy to help you out with that.
Yeah.
Well, we are working on our tournament seasons next year and all that scheduling. So maybe we can put together a local veterans tournament.
Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe
It'd be really cool.
Come out there and we'll do a live broadcast or something and help out with the veterans and whatnot. So let's make it happen for sure.
Absolutely. Sure. Why not? We got plenty of local veterans in our area that would just love to have somewhere local to go. Yep. Not a lot of these guys can't always travel. So why not?
Totally agree. Man, you said you're 28.
Yeah.
That just made me feel old.
I'm almost 29 if it helps.
No,
hey,
it doesn't.
I think that's all. Look, I think that's awesome, man. I think it's great. It's wonderful.
I'm not knocking you. I'm just thinking, man, I spent. Never mind.
Yeah. No, he knows where he was when you were 28 when you were born. He knows where he was. That's why he's like, I'm trying to think about it. Do I admit it or not?
Right,
trafficking wasn't a thing at that point.
Right. They didn't have the cell phone cameras like they do now.
No evidence. It's okay. No, my husband and I have always been kind of, I don't know, different ballpark, I guess. We grew up, a lot of our friends were out partying and drinking and having a good time. And I don't drink and my husband can, but he doesn't really care to that much. And so we weren't very fun at parties, needless to say. And we would prefer to work and do things. And, so we would go out and hunt and fish instead.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Not at all. Hey, real quick, Lou, you had mentioned it earlier. We kind of breezed past it real quick, but can you mention that organization for the Vets Helping Vets segment again?
Oh, yeah. So, hey, for Veterans Helping Veterans, is that what we're going to go into?
Yeah.
You got it, my friends. So we're looking at Higher Ground today. That's www.highergroundusa.org. Right? Check them out. 26% of adults and 17% of children live with some type of disability. It's Higher Ground's mission to get them outdoors and active, experiencing great stuff like mountain climbing, rock, snow walking, fishing, hunting, all kinds of trips. Check them out. They offer services for first responders, families, and children. Again, they're out there servicing 26% of adults and 17% of children living with disabilities, helping them get out in the world and experience what you and I take for granted. So check them out, Higher Ground, www.highergroundusa.org.
Thank you very much.
Where are they
Outstanding.
based out of, if you don't mind?
Idaho. My old
Idaho?
CO is their chief executive officer.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
That's so cool.
That is
Yeah, they're
cool.
out in Idaho. He
Wonder if
was a
they'd bring a
recon guy,
segment to
30-year,
Missouri.
What's up?
So they should bring a segment to Missouri.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, hit them up. I mean, they're always doing stuff, and they're and I'll tell you what, I do have a contact there if you're getting stonewalled.
All right, I'll keep you in mind.
Yeah,
It's always good to have.
Fucking chew,
why not?
Hang around with us any length of time, and you'll be regretting that.
I used to have a lot of
instantly.
free time, Sydney, and then I told people, and they took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
found. Right. I get asked all the time, "How do you do it all?" And I'm like, I don't. It just happens to me.
You just keep going.
You know what I get?
Never
I tell
quit.
people I'm retired, and they're like, "I couldn't be retired at your age. I'd be so bored." And I'm like, "You're a sad motherfucker."
That's right.
To be bored?
Lou, I've told you this more than one occasion. I swear I feel like I'm busier now than when I ever was active duty.
And doing things I love, talking to business owners like yourself, hearing the great things that you're doing, promoting military charities, And
it's just so cool. It's fulfilling, I'm sure.
Oh, it's
it's
everything I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane, honestly. I never thought I'd be here at this age.
Level with you. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna level with you, man. If I don't get into heaven, I'm gonna fuck somebody up. But yeah, you're right. Sure.
And with that, hey, Sydney, it was a fantastic pleasure to have you on the show tonight. I look forward to getting involved with helping you guys out, and let's help the veteran community out, and as well as helping your business grow.
And come back, talk to us again.
Please do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to.
Spencer guy, on the actually, you know what? It's almost end of the show. I imagine in about another 30 seconds, he'll probably pop in like he normally does, acting like he's, hey, what did I miss? I don't know, the whole show.
Hey,
but thank you so much. Well, I missed that. I'm sorry.
I said he's actually done a lot for me. I do enjoy him.
Oh.
He's gotten me into a lot, but he does a lot.
So we have the philosophy. It's very simple. If we're giving you shit, it means we like you. So, and we give Brian a lot of shit. But real quick, one last time, where can folks find you at, both physically located and on the interwebs?
All right, so we are Dean's Outdoors at 414 Georgia Street in Louisiana, Missouri, if you want to come in and see me. And then we are online at deansoutdoors.com. You can visit our Facebook, Dean's Outdoors. It's all super simple. We got lucky enough that when we went and bought everything, our names were there, and it was fate. So, deansoutdoors.com.
There you have it.
Nice.
Lou, I'm going to give you the final word, sir.
I got nothing except comment, click like down below if you appreciate what you heard. As always, go back and listen to some of the other segments for veterans helping veterans, and you can find some other great charities to donate to. If for some reason you're not into the great outdoors and higher ground, there's plenty of stuff that meets your hobby and interest that's out there to help the veterans and first responders. Again, as always, we appreciate you listening and watching. So, comment, click like. I guess it helps. I guess it really does help.
I guess it does in the algorithms.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either, but anyway.
I don't know what I'm going to do with your likes. You're going to give me 1,000 likes, and I'm not going to know what to do with it. They're going to be like, hey, people like you. And I'm going to be like, no, they don't.
Right? But thanks, I think. I don't know. Anyway, hey, we'll see y'all next week. Let's get out of here.
It's nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too. Hang tight. We'll see you in a second.
You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table with Andy and Lou, an Admiral Media production podcast, all in